Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 4 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, myself and 5 AI opponents set to Emperor difficulty are playing a true free-for-all game in which there are no set teams. In this series, I'm playing as the Nomad Sorcerer, Quora the Desert Rose. In our last episode, we continued to expand and explore, and you can see we've actually done a pretty good job of exploring really a lot of the central kind of northern portion of the map. We're gradually branching out. You can see as well down here we've managed to kind of wiggle our way all the way over to the right side of the map, and we've encountered another of our opponents. In this case it was Caradon Duraga, the Draconian Theocrat. So we've now met 2 out of our 5 opponents. We offered a peace treaty, and unfortunately Caradon was not interested, so we'll have to see where that goes. But in any case, we're definitely going to keep exploring and seeing what else we can do. We've been trying to finish off some quests here, and we've got one in the works for our vassal, or excuse me, for a neutral city that we're hoping to turn into a vassal. And we did manage to finish a quest and turn this dwelling into our vassal last episode. So we're going to keep that going and see what comes next in this episode. Now, before I jump in, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from Death. Death mentioned, and this is in response to me asking kind of, what did you guys think? Death suggested that absorbing the vassal cities here would be a good idea. So I had asked, which one should I consider? Should I do Ylasser here, which is a Tigran vassal, fairly small, or we could do our Elven one over here. Or actually, the Elven one's not ready. That's right. It was the... Where's the other one that we were thinking of? Maybe the Orc one? Yeah, it was the Orc one here. So between the two of them, which one did we want to absorb, or maybe both? Death suggested that, absorbing both wouldn't be the worst idea, because it would give us a chance to really start developing the cities and getting them going. And I think that's a great idea. The only thing I need to make sure is that there aren't any roaming units or spawners right nearby that are going to, like in this case, I might have to hold off on grabbing the Orc city just until I'm able to clear this out. However, if we go back to this one over here, once I've done just a tiny bit more exploring, I think I'm pretty happy with absorbing it. And we've got an army in the vicinity, so frankly, I think I could do that right now. But I do appreciate Death just kind of, re-emphasizing that it's important if you can absorb cities early, that gives you more time to develop them and have them grow. Death also mentioned that going for the Necromancer is probably going to be a good idea eventually. Maybe in the near future here, that's Melenis the Risen. Just a reminder, we do know where Melenis' throne city is, and that's right here. So we already know exactly where to strike. It's just a matter of gathering our forces to do so. And of course, currently, we are not at war or anything like that, so we will have to figure that part of it out. But I think really going after the Necromancer would be a good idea, and hopefully that can start our snowball if we're able to grab that throne city. The next comment's here from Gladden. Gladden mentioned that I had missed an opportunity to use some of the structures here on the map, and that being these bountiful melons. So I had an opportunity to actually heal some of my units using these, and I didn't take it. So just a reminder to always pay attention to the map, because there are useful, buffs and whatnot you can get for your units, but also from these melons, as an example here, you get 20% of your health back. So just a good reminder that there are other ways to heal your units and to get buffs, so just keep your eyes peeled on the map. So thanks to Gladden for pointing that one out. Gladden also mentioned that the Nomad Chieftain, which is the support unit for the Nomads, which I now have access to here, it doesn't come standard with a healing ability. However, when it does get to gold medal, it gets regen, which is a healing ability that can be used to maintain a stack. So I may actually want to consider building one of these fairly soon, and then trying to get some experience with that unit in order to maybe get myself some healing capability in my stacks. So I appreciate Gladden pointing that one out. Finally, here a comment from Dawid. Dawid pointed out that there's actually an underground passage near the elf vassal that I have over here, and I completely missed that. And I can actually see it right here now. So we have a cave entrance, and so I was wondering what to do with this Summon Wisp ability, that we've got one ready to go. And frankly, I think I'm going to try and explore the underground and see what we can find there. So the best way to find these, if you're ever looking, is to... I like doing this personally, but you zoom out and you look for these up-down arrows, right? That's telling you there's either a shadow gate, like in this case over here. If we zoom in, there's a shadow gate, or it's a cave entrance. And so you can see right next to our elven vassal, we do have that cave entrance. So really good eye from DeWid for catching that. So as always, guys, thank you for the excellent comments and suggestions. Let's jump right back into the episode here and get things going. So as I mentioned, I think, again, with DeWid pointing this out, I'm going to summon my Wisp here and send it straight underground and see what we find. Ooh, and there's some gold. Excellent. So, very nice. At least we got something for our trouble. Okay, we've got some structures under here. A mithril mine. That's I believe that's a new structure here. Let's see. Precious resources. When explored, adds 20 gold. When located in your domain, it unlocks the mithril armory. Armored units produced in this city gain +1 defense. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. All right. So, like a variant of the gold mine, but it's a mithril mine. Very, very cool. All right. Well, hopefully this little guy can do some exploring before it inevitably gets killed by roaming units. And you know what? We might as well start summoning another Wisp. We've still got enough mana that we can do maybe 1 or 2 more. So, let's get another one going here. We'll jump back up to the surface, and we're right at the end of our turn. So, this is a great chance to end the turn and just see what comes next here. So, we'll end it there. I really want to keep my eye on Melenis over here. I was mostly concerned about... Oh, and shoot, I forgot to absorb my vassal. Well, dang it. I was going to say, I knew I forgot something, but that's all right. We'll have to do it next turn. I was going to start with the Tigran vassal, but I completely forgot. And I literally just talked about it, but that's all right. So here, we'll... Oh, well, there you go. Okay, well, as I was just saying, looks like Melenis has declared war on us, so we're going to have to rally our troops, probably head back over here and see if we can mount a defense and then maybe go for the throne city, so... Oh, nice. Okay, so the squad here that's involved in this quest is actually going to attack us, which is going to make things a bit easier for us, so that'll allow us to clear this out. Alright, so unfortunately you can see our rock is in kind of rough shape, and so is our spearman over here. So we probably want to heal the rock when we get a chance. One thing we can do, of course, sadly we don't have any magical beings, magical origin units to heal with this ability, but what we can do is we can use Karzan, and oh, unfortunately Karzan has used a lot of his casting points though, so we actually don't have access to harmonizing energy just yet. That's too bad. So we won't be able to do any healing this for this battle. That's good to know. Let's see what we're up against here. We've got a salamander, a flamer, and a salamander. So these are just melee units that have immolating touch as an ability. So I think we can probably just let them come to us for the most part. I'm going to retreat my spearman back just because I don't want him getting kind of sniped. The commoner is going to do the rally. And then I think the rock we can kind of split off here a little bit. Just like that. And then you know what? I'm going to just spread my units out ever so slightly. And then I'm going to let them basically come to me. Yeah, we're still out of range. The flamer's going to hit us. It's just, you know, we kind of know that's coming, so... Alright, let's let them do their thing here. Okay, so there's the firebomb. We knew that was coming. But at least now we are in range to be able to start blasting. So what I would like to do is eliminate the flamer first of all. So I'm going to head over there with my smuggler. Do a nice blast. That's pretty solid. Now Karzan can do some pretty decent damage to these salamanders. Unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say that. It's actually not that decent. Quora's in kind of rough shape, so we might want to keep Quora back, actually, all things considered here. Alright, let's see if we can get the kill this way. Dang it, not quite. I was hoping that would be enough to get the finish, but sadly not the case. That being said, Quora is now safe where she is, and we can get the finish this way. Yeah, nobody can hit her. I was a little worried because her health is low, so let's just get the kill that way. There we go. Now, we could charge in and hit them with a pretty nasty attack, and I don't mind that. That said, we could also soften them up a little bit. Karzan does have a little bit more health, so this isn't the worst idea. Yeah, let's do that. I think he'll be fine kind of fighting them one-on-one. Smuggler could get ambushed, so we'll put the rock in a position to provide some defense there. We'll move our spearmen up just so that we maybe can use that ranged attack. We're probably not going to need to. Okay, I was worried they were going to flank us, but I guess not. Nice, okay. Good critical hits there from Karzan. Let's see. So, now it's just a matter of whittling down the remaining unit here. Okay, we can't use that, so what we're going to do, I think, with Karzan is we're going to jump behind, turn him around. Very nice. That's going to allow us to step our outcast away. And then what I'd like to do is get the kill with Quora if possible, so let's try that. Very nice. We got the good critical hits there. That makes a big difference. Excellent. Okay, well that at least takes care of that quest for us there. Now, the big thing I'm worried about is Melenis is likely strong enough, and we already kind of saw this, but... So there we go. We've got the Vassal and the Rock, so we're going to take both those rewards. And here we go. Melenis has declared war. So the thing I'm worried about is that we know that Melenis has enough units to actually take our Vassal, and we already saw that when the units came over and took that treasure that was sitting right where my cursor is. So, unfortunately, we are not, at the moment, strong enough to defend against Melenis' units. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to try and get our main units over there as quickly as possible, I think. I did want to go into the Shadow Realm, which is too bad, but I think we're going to have to divert. We do have a Vassal, at least, in the Shadow Realm, which is great. And we were doing some exploration as well, so maybe we'll do that quick just before I forget. Nice, okay, and there's a Forgotten Throne. We can move onto these mountains and see what we find. Ooh, and look at that, okay. We've got a Larvae pool and some Shadow Demons here. Ooh, and there's some new Shadow Demon units from what I remember. So this is a new one. Shadow Demon Ophidian. It is a Archer type unit. And of course, these are all dedicated to evil. So we are going to be opposed to the Shadow Demons. That's for sure. But yeah, let's accept this joint offer. So, there we go. So, I should have done that last turn, but that's all right. Now, we already... Ooh, and look at this. Okay, so we have a Warrior Enclave. So, this is the upgrade. I believe this was mentioned previously in the comments, but some of the changes to Chivalrous Intentions include that to obtain a lot of the Chivalrous Intention-based units, you have to now build specific structures that allow for their production. And so, this is an example here, the Warrior Enclave. At least I'm assuming that's the case here. And yeah, and that's giving you access to the Epsilon Warrior, the Fire Cat, and the Skeljari. What do we already have built? Currently we have the Builder's Hall, so that's good. And we're up to 50 production, which is great. The city's going to grow in 2 turns, so we'll get the Mana Node. That's helpful. I guess we could go for the Siege Workshop, or we could go for the Shrine, maybe to get that additional income. I mean, heck, even going for that Warrior's Enclave wouldn't be the worst idea. That would give us access to the Epsilon Warrior, which is a pretty solid unit, even though it's, I believe, Tier 1. It's got that Sun Shield, which makes it very, very strong. So, that's not the worst idea ever. I don't hate that. Just looking at what else here. So, we haven't cleared out this trading post yet. And with this army, I was going to clear out this Watchtower. And maybe do some more clearing. Now, it looks like there is also, I guess, well, I'm over here. Yes, and we have another outpost here. Let's see, Maldora. Okay, so it's human. And, well, they want us to pay them. You know what? It's only 59 gold. Sure, why not? And then we can eventually get them as a vassal, too. So let's just do a little bit more exploring over here. Really, what I want to make sure is that there aren't any roaming unit spawners over here. That would be unpleasant were I to find those, especially now that we've taken this city. So, alright, we forged the alliance, that's good. Made peace, and we've got, our alignment is now good. Now we can bring in the orcs, but I think given that we are now at war with Melenis, and we have this spawning structure, I don't want to absorb it because we'll lose the guardians here, the units that are able to guard the city. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. And I'm definitely holding off on absorbing my Elven vassal right now because it's now on the front line of combat. So, God, I keep jumping around to different things, but I want to see what else we can find underground while I'm here. Oh, and there's a spawning structure right here that looks like an Eldritch Pit. I believe that's what that is. Yep, there it is. Guarded by some watchlings. These guys evolve, which is kind of cool. Be nice to get a hold of one of these if I could. Alright, and we'll stay in the lava so we're safe, but at least we know there's a spawning structure down there, so we'll have to eventually deal with it. We jump back up to the surface here. Again, we've got a wisp to summon. Just trying to think what would be best. So, okay, realistically here, we might as well do some battles, and then we can start heading our forces back over to deal with the Necromancer. So, we'll clear out this watchtower first things first here. You can see, though, unfortunately, our units are still kind of in rough condition. That said, thankfully, our rogue is able to heal them a little bit. We are up against some units that unfortunately do have some ranged attacks from what I can see here. Yeah, and there comes one. Oh, and they froze our cavalry. That's a shame. Alright, so yeah, that was the ice scaper there. Now, thankfully, our smuggler could do a nice blast if we needed. Our rogue as well can follow that up. The Glavesman, sadly, is going to be able to get in and really mess up our war elephant, which isn't good. Alright, let's buff our morale at least while we can. Our guardsman's in really rough shape, so we're going to have to kind of rely, I think, on combination of our hero and our smuggler to do the most damage here. So, our hero has enough casting points to throw 2 quick dashes, or a rain of poison and a quick dash. So, again, I'm a little bit worried about the Glavesman because that is a pikeman unit that has the pole arm there. So, obviously, would do a lot of damage to our hero and to our war elephant. So, probably best to try to avoid taking a ton of damage from that unit if possible. That said, the war elephant we can't do anything about right now, so let's see. If we go right here, what kind of damage can we do? Well, we could probably get the kill on the ice scaper, honestly, or be very close to it. This won't get the kill for sure, but now we can get the finish with our either our commoner or our smuggler. I think I'll use the smuggler. There we go. Okay, now the hero's probably going to take the damage from the Glavesman, but then we should be able to use our other units here to mitigate that. So I think what we'll do then is we'll end it there, and we'll see. Now, this unit's going to come running around, so yeah. Yeah, and I figured they'd probably go for the elephant just because. So let's use a sprint here. We can go around behind. Hit this unit actually quite hard. There, nice. Not quite the kill. Our smuggler really took the damage, but at the very least, we have this unit now right where we want him. I think what we'll do is we'll use our guardsman over here just to get the kill like this. Yeah. And then we can step over with our commoner and blast the raider for a little bit of damage. And our war elephant's still frozen solid, so the hero's potentially going to have to do the fighting here, I think, which I don't particularly like because we do have that frost weakness, which is not ideal for us here. What kind of damage can we do? Unfortunately, not amazing. Yeah, it's not terrible, but I don't want to lose the guardsman or the commoner, so I think what we'll do is we will just attack like this. Hopefully we don't die. Be pretty upset if we lost the hero. Oh, man, we almost did. Holy cow. All right, well, we'll use our quick dash here. And I think we should probably heal. Let's heal the war elephant. And then we can use the... well, we can use any unit to get the kill, but I think I'd rather probably get the kill with... just seeing who. Maybe the smuggler. There we go. Alright, so I took more damage than I was hoping for in that battle, but at least now we've got really good vision range. That helps a lot, and you can see I think there's another... yeah, there's another cave entrance there, so we'll definitely have to check that out. This is one of those ones we have to pay gold to if we want to have a peace treaty, so I'm going to hold off. I already spent gold on that human one. I don't want to have to buy another one. So now, the question with this stack is, Do we want to keep clearing structures around here, or should we have this unit try and join in the war effort against the Necromancer? I'm kind of inclined to maybe, pull our units over and just try to get rid of the Necromancer while we can. In addition, we can probably clear out this trading post while we're here. Our rock can help us, I guess. And then let's engage the battle here. You know what, before we do that, we could even have our Wisp join us as well. What that's going to be worth. Yeah, might as well. Oh, you know what? This Spitting Spider should help as well. We definitely need to get experience with this spider so that it's going to level up. We do want it to get to gold medal, and then it can evolve. Hopefully get us a tier 3 spider. Alright. So, obviously we need to be very careful of the rock as a tier 3 unit with pretty heavy ranged capability. We have to watch out for that. Oh man, that hurt. This is going to be a tricky battle, actually. Alright, so our Spearman is in horrendous shape, so we're going to get him back. The Smuggler is going to be able to use his gun. Our Rock can as well help out. And we don't want the Spider necessarily, like, in the action right up close, but would be helpful to have in there to assist. So what we could maybe do is go like this. And then wonder... Well, you know what? Let's go like this, and then we can put our rock here. Should be out of range of everything but the... Yeah, but the rock. So then what we'll do is we'll move our units back just ever so slightly here. So I do want them to come to me. We do have this commoner who I kind of forgot about, admittedly. And the rock's going to hit our hero. Oh, and that's going to do a lot of damage. I don't really want this commoner, like, running around while we're... What if I go back here? Am I out of range? I am. Perfect. We can still hit him for some damage. Might as well use our rally because we can. Alright, so we'll let them come to us here. Ouch, our hero taking some punishment. Oh, and they still hit our spider. Dang it. Yeah, and our spider's now almost toast. I could have sworn I wasn't in range of that thing, but maybe I messed that up. Our Wisp, I suppose, can jump behind here for a flank. And let's hit him from behind here. There we go. Now that's going to free up the spider to move away. And we can go here with our rock and hit him for some flanking damage. And then the Spitting Spider can do a little bit more work as well. I mean, it'd be a shame to lose the spider now, though. That's the thing I don't want to happen. I'm a little worried, though, because the rock could potentially... Or the chieftain, excuse me, could step in and just blast the spider and get the kill that way. One thing that I may want to do is actually use Karzan to do a harmonizing energy on the spider just to keep it alive. We'll have to see, though. Let's see what else we can do first. The Spearman, I suppose, can step up right here. Ooh, and do heavy damage to that commoner. That's excellent. And then we can follow that up with a kill right here. Excellent. Now we've just got the guardsman left to deal with, so we can blast them for a bit of work here. Let's see. Yep, that's pretty good. Excellent. And then Quora, probably better if we step closer, honestly, so let's do that. There we go. Really good damage there, and then we should be able to just get the kill with our rock. Fantastic. All right, and then, yeah, Karzan, we will use our harmonizing energy just to make sure we keep our Spitting Spider alive. Okay, maybe I'm being overly paranoid, but I want to keep that unit functional. Ooh, my poor Wisp. Well, RIP the Wisp. That's okay. This rock is now almost dead. You know what? We could probably even creep around behind here. Get the kill like this. Yeah, there we go. So the Spitting Spider is now very close. can't level up again this battle, but is about to hit bronze medal, which is great for us. Our rock can swoop over and hit the chieftain for some good damage here. Nice, really good damage there. And then, let's see, our smuggler can maybe sprint over, not quite. Quora, however, can get over there. Do some good work. Nice. Don't know if we're going to quite be able to get the kill. No, sadly not. Karzan maybe can get a hit, though. Oh, not quite. Well, that's alright. Basically can't do anything currently because... Oh, and then this rock can get the finish. That's great. I was going to say, he couldn't have really done anything because we have him engaged in melee anyway, so... Alright, very nice. So we did lose our Wisp. That's unfortunate, but... we got some gear out of it, so at least we got some decent pants and some gold, so let's take that. And you know what? We will move over. Let's see who needs the pants. So Karzan already has some leg gear. Quora does not, so we will have Quora walk over and pick up the leg gear. And while she's at it, she may as well take the Inflict Dazzled for her necklace. Alright, so, now the question is, what do we do? Like I said, I'm very much inclined to now head straight over to deal with the Necromancer, with my main army at the very least. So I think what we'll do here is we will regroup, and like I said, just pretty much make a mad dash back that way. Meanwhile, this group, they're quite beat up. I almost think it's better to keep this hero over here and at least keep doing some exploring and clearing. Meanwhile, the main stack can get over there and fight the Necromancer. And we can take Karzan as well. We can even start building him a stack with some of these units. So why don't we... Let's see. So first of all, let's figure out what the best way to get over there is. Alright, so if we go this way, we'd be... following the road up this way, it looks like. Just seeing what is suggested. So, okay, so yeah, we would just be going up this way, really. So, let's just kind of cruise up here. And then Karzan can go along... Or actually, well, we'll make Karzan his own stack here. The smuggler can go with Quora. And then we can have Karzan lead the rock. Send the commoner with Quora as well. We're going to keep them together, so it really doesn't matter, I guess. But you know what? Quora does have better buffs for her units, if I remember right. So we actually probably do want them together. And let's put the spider in here as well. There we go. So that's going to be our armies here moving forward. So, again, the goal is going to be just to... again, head straight over for the enemy. Now, it's kind of unfortunate because we've already cleared out a lot of this stuff on our way through, but like I said, that's why I'm thinking if we keep this group at least where they are, have them do some work over here, that's going to be good for us. Now, unfortunately, like I said, they are in kind of rough conditions, so we will have to be careful. We could get up here and clear out this watchtower potentially, so let's do that. And I think maybe what I'll do is I might just add the Wisp into this stack just to have an extra unit, since they are so beat up. Alright, there we go. We'll keep summoning them because why not? Once we have access to the Phantasm Warrior, then we'll start summoning more of them. We can do our production for our new Tigran outpost. And like I said, you know, this might be a good chance to build that Warrior Enclave. That said, I am kind of keen on the Shrine as well, just to have the mana income. But I think if we do the Warrior Enclave at the very least, that gives us access to a few units to get us started. So this little guy was doing some scouting for us over here. And he's now kind of in enemy territory, so we have to be careful. I wonder if that's part of what triggered the being at war, is that we technically trespassed because the city grew and we were now in its domain. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but this little one was down here doing some exploring for us. Let's just keep going, I guess. Ooh, okay, we've got This is a merfolk dwelling. Let's negotiate. Ooh, it's quite expensive to sign a peace treaty with them. However, this would be very, very powerful were we to get access to it eventually. So I am going to do it, as much as I hate spending gold on that. You know, I've already talked about that. I generally don't like doing that with my gold, but I think this would be a worthy vassal to try to acquire. So this little guy, we can grab this and see where it's going to unveil. Looks like a goblin city, perhaps. So we could head down there and try and make contact. Alternatively, we could just keep cruising along the river, which I'm kind of keen on doing, actually. Ooh, and there's another city over here, and we've got a brigand hideout guarded by some orc units, so I'll have to watch out for that. Yeah, Karzan can just chill where he is. And then that's going to do it for our turn, so we'll end it there. Alright, Caradon's moving. Ooh, I can see some of his units there. Just for a second. Now, here's what I'm worried about. Is Melenis just going to start attacking my vassal or my throne? And the good news is I've got my armies now moving to engage, so that's good at least. And we saw a little glimpse of Melenis' forces, so I don't know exactly how strong she is, but hoping I can just try and steamroll her kind of early here. I've got 2 rocks, and they're, you know, pretty solid tier 3 units. One of them at silver medal rank, so I'm hoping that's going to be pretty solid in terms of making it easier for me to win those fights and maybe take the throne city. So at this point in the game, having a couple of tier 3 units is probably a bit of a game changer. So at least that's what I'm thinking. All right, so yeah, we're going to still hold off on taking in either of these vassals for now. I still don't see any of Melenis' units. However, that doesn't mean they're not, you know, lurking right here where I can't see. So Zardor has grown. That's good. All right, so we'll keep moving our main squad here. Again, the goal is just going to be to head straight for the throne city here, so let's do that. We can just follow right behind with Karzan. It's kind of unfortunate because as they do this, they're not really getting any experience. They're not fighting any battles. It's going to be kind of boring. And they're not gaining a ton of extra, you know, value there, but that's fine. So this is going to be a really tough battle for me, actually, because these are 2 very powerful infantry units that have defensive strike. They have the sun shield. They have projectile resistance. So we're going to have to basically fight them in melee combat. So we'll do this battle. We're going to have to rely on some spell casting from our rogue, I think. You can see our rogue is in pretty rough condition as well. Yeah, and that doesn't help with our rogue taking additional damage. So, we definitely want to get our rogue out of there because obviously we are not able to really handle any more damage. So one thing we could do is charge in with our war elephant and then just drop a big heal. And you know what? I'm going to do that. There we go. And then we're going to use quick dash. And that should also give us an attack back. Either that or we can just, you know what, and I like this better. We're going to just put it in defense mode, and that way it's protected. And we're going to use our commoner here as a way to then just finish off the unit that I attacked. And now the Epsilon Warrior will most likely just fight the War Elephant. That's what I'm thinking. Over here, we've got to just move our units out of range so that we're not at risk. And we should be fine. The Smuggler can move back there. And I think that's going to do it. Yeah, we should be fine there. So we'll end it. And let's see. So I'm guessing they're going to, yeah, just come closer to me. That's fine. And then we're just going to go back and forth over here. So No real worries. And we'll just keep fighting with our War Elephant. That was a defensive strike that we got hit with there. So the only problem is this Epsilon Warrior is pretty strong. And we don't really have any good ways to do a lot of damage to him. We do have our guardsmen here who can use extra strike, and we may end up having to just do that. You know what? Let's use our Wisp here. Go for the hit. And that's exactly what I was hoping for. I was really hoping the unit would get stunned and make this a heck of a lot easier for me. So now I can actually move over to help out my War Elephant a little bit. And I should even be able to, yeah. Oh, yeah. No problem at all. So now I can move my Smuggler over, and I can assist over here as well. Excellent. I should just be able to go like this. And then get the kill this way. Yep, no problem. And that's going to free me up to then use another spell here. I can quick dash. And we're going to heal the War Elephant further. And then we will fight here and hopefully get the finish. Nice, good critical. And our War Elephant is now back to basically full health, so pretty good outcome there overall. And now we have access to another watchtower, giving us even more vision range, so that is helpful. We'll check out with this Wisp. We'll just see what else is in the mist here. Ooh, and we've got treasure and gold, so that's fantastic. So we'll grab that. That's very helpful for us there. So yeah, we're doing quite good in the gold department as a result of all that treasure we're finding, which is, you know, obviously very, very helpful for us. We'll just keep this Wisp kind of in the vicinity here. No sense doing anything risky. Meanwhile, down here, we can just keep exploring. And why the heck not, really? Okay, there's another opponent. Brock, let's see. Interesting. We'll check out. So is Brock a dwarf? Oh, it's a dwarf sorcerer. Oh, interesting. So Brock is already very evil, so we will likely not be making friends with Brock. And that makes sense. Shadowborn Master, so that's one we're going to probably have to defeat by force, I'm thinking. One thing we might want to also do would be, we're going to want to put our new Wisp that we're summoning somewhere to perhaps maybe keep exploring and trying to get additional resources, is what I'm thinking. Let's just travel along the Magma River here, just so we don't risk losing our Wisp to any roaming units. I also want to go back to the Shadow Realm while I can. So definitely don't want to go near that spawning structure. That's going to be risky. So we can head back into the water over here. There's a tomb. And we'll check out what's over this direction. So now we do have to decide what we're going to do with this group now that we've cleared this out. There is an inn that's guarded by some Tier 2 and then Tier 1 halflings. That's certainly possible. I think this is still too strong for us with all the Tier 2 Minotaur bulls guarding it. And I still think this is also out of our reach because we've got that Tier 3 Goblin Beetle Knight. That's going to be a bit too strong, I think. So, we're not strong enough to clear out a tomb yet. No way. There is a lost library up there, I notice. We've got a Vault of Knowledge. That we could definitely clear out. Magic Servants there guarding it. So it's well defended, but not unobtainable kind of thing. You know, the only thing is when you clear out these inns, you don't really get any reward for it. At least if I remember right. So, that said, maybe we could recruit a decent unit from it. So, let's head over there, and we'll try it out. Next turn, of course. So here we can make another connection with another village. Nice, they want open borders and a peace treaty. It's a draconian one. I'm happy to accept that. Is a spawning structure right next to it, which is kind of unfortunate, but you know what, let's go a little bit closer and see what we find. Maybe we can continue exploring. Okay, the water ends there, right at the edge of the map, so we will have to decide where to go next. I don't want to go on land with the roaming units probably right nearby. And now we also have to think about where do we want to summon our next wisp here. You know, just adding it into Karzan's group wouldn't be the worst idea. We could even do a bit of scouting in the meantime and then group up or something. I don't know. Why don't we just do a bit of that? So we'll head straight down this way. Just see what we find. Nice. Okay, there's a lot of structures here. You know, if we could get this Orc City and grow it, there's production resources there, but we've got a lost library, we've got a farm, a water node, gold mine, and then a quarry. Magma forge. There's a lot right near this city. That would be pretty useful, I think. I'm going to hold off on casting any more spells until we have the Phantasm Warrior, I think. The one thing I might consider, though, now that I think about it, getting a Glyphs of Warding going for our vassal might be good. Let's just check what that spell does again. So, the currents deal 16 shock damage to trespassers each turn they are within the city's domain. It might be a good way to protect my vassal in the turns it's going to take for my units to get all the way over there. So, you know what? I think I might do that. It's an expensive spell. It's got a lot of upkeep, but that would at least help in my fight against Melenis. Give me a bit of defense on this dwelling, or excuse me, on this vassal. All right, we'll end it there. I'm just, you know, I'm dreading seeing Melenis' units come out of the fog here. You know, like I mentioned, we already saw that happen once. So, okay, Melenis won a battle. I wonder where that happened. Oh, interesting. Okay. You know what? Let's try this one manually. I'm kind of curious to see if we can make this happen. Now, can you use this? Okay, I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to goad them into attacking us. When they come over and hit, we're going to phase in behind and get a flank shot on them. I want to put myself where they can only hit me one time. Yeah, there we go. So, I want them to come and attack me. Perfect. And then we're going to... Oh, and we can, I thought we could do that. Interesting. Okay, so we can't. Well, that's fine. I think if we just hang out in defense mode, we'll win this fight. Oh, well, never mind. Not if there's a death ray involved. I guess I should have attacked. Well, shoot. Okay, well, now we can't see the throne city anymore. I mean, we still know it's there, but we don't have any eyes on it. Oh, yeah, and there's exactly what I was worried about. Moving in to attack my vassal. So they're not in my domain yet, but I can throw this spell on at the very least to try to provide a bit of protection. The only thing, of course, is they could just wander in and still hit me pretty hard. Because it's each turn that they're in the city's domain. Like I said, though, I still think that's probably worth doing. We'll throw that on. Nice. Ooh, we have a quest available here. Let's check that out. Nice, okay. Shadow demons have taken siege on our city. Tell me more. This would give me a peace treaty and a saber-tooth chariot. I'm happy to do that. Yep. We will accept that quest. And thankfully, we've got a hero group that's in the vicinity, so we could still try for this battle with the halflings, and I definitely don't mind that, but might be good to then turn around and head down and do that quest. Okay, we can do Phantasm Warriors now. That's going to be what we focus on next, so for now, it's just going to be getting more of these Phantasm Warriors going. The Melenis won a battle. Oh, shoot. Okay. Melenis attacked our vassal. You know what? I wasn't even paying attention to the Orcish vassal, unfortunately. Well, hey, so that explains a lot. So we lost our vassal. And we're about to lose the other one if we aren't careful here. So good thing we're moving over. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll just have to retake it, but... Alright, so let's just head that way. I'm just going to make a straight shot for the throne city, honestly. I'm not going to worry about this right now. They can join us, but like I said, we're not going to do that because I don't want the city to lose its guards here. Nice. Our Tigran city has grown a little bit, so now we get some extra mana income. That's fantastic. Oh, next we could build the Hall of Trials, which would give us Yakan Jin. We would get a Catmaster, a Slicer, and a Brawler. But currently we can build Epsilon Warriors, Fire Cats, and the Skuljari. I wouldn't mind even just getting an Epsilon Warrior or two, so maybe we'll build 1 or 2 of them first, and then from there we can decide what we're going to do next. Now, again, the big question is, do we want to go for these halflings, or do we want to just avoid that entirely and head down and start working on this quest? I mean, I think we can handle it no problem. This is an archer unit. We've got infantry, an archer, and a slinger. I think we would be okay. Oh, I wonder if there's treasure in this little unexplored spot of the water. Probably not. Let's go this way. I'm procrastinating making the decision about whether I want to attack that inn or not. I suppose the one other thing is, you know, I have a lot of gold. Maybe I could buy a decent unit over here if I needed to. All right. I've talked myself into it. Let's do this battle. I'm going to have to make use of my spell casting again. So as you can see here, our cavalry's at more or less full health, but our other units are all kind of in varying stages of being beat up, including our heroes, so we got to watch out for that. Our cavalry's going to probably do most of the heavy lifting for us this fight, I'm thinking. So, first things first, let's do our rally. Alright, cavalry can charge in and hit this watchman. Pretty much get the kill or very close to it. Oh yeah, fantastic. Hero's going to retreat back, and let's do a quick dash on the War Elephant. And that allows us to get in and attack the Forester here, which is great, because that's an archer unit, right? Oh, fantastic. Well, now we can just step in and get the finish, so... Hopefully they don't get lucky, of course. Nice. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, now we just got these kind of remaining units that shouldn't be too hard to just clean up. We'll get our Wisp kind of out of the way. And we'll just end it there and let them come to us. Alright, we're going to take a little bit of damage, but nothing we can't handle. Okay, no problem at all. So, like I said, we're going to probably just keep healing. Now, is this Smuggler... Oh, it is a Tier 1. I was thinking it was a Tier 2 unit, but... So, our War Elephant here... Wow, can do some pretty heavy damage. You know what? Let's just get right in there and... Oh, yeah. Look at those criticals. That's amazing. And then let's just keep this going. We might as well do another quick dash here. And then we can just blast the Slinger now. Amazing. Man, having that quick dash and giving you those extra movement points is amazing. Ooh, and there's that Lucky. Getting the bane of our existence in a lot of ways. Well, that's fine. We'll just hang out, and the next turn, yeah, there we go. Our cavalry will finish the job for us. Nice, and there's I believe that's now gold medal for our cavalry. Yes, it is. Excellent. Well, you know what? I'm glad I did that battle. It was a good chance to get some experience, and we did a little bit more... Well, I mean, the healing kind of got canceled out, but our War Elephant is now way stronger. Let's just take a look. So what do we get at that gold medal? Oh, wow, you get Guard Breaker. Man, that makes this a pretty solid unit. Very, very good. Yeah, there you can see it. So melee attacks from this unit will stop targets from guarding. That's huge. Let's see, anything we'd really want? We could get a Dwarven Shield Biter. Tigran Feral, Tigran Firecat. The Shield Biter's a Tier 2 infantry unit. Let's just take a look. Has mind control immunity, projectile resistance, demolisher. It's considered an armored unit, has a shield. And it would gain tireless at gold medal rank. You know, for 160 gold, that's not bad. I might as well just grab them. Sure, why not? And then what I'm thinking is maybe we can dump one of these units away, like maybe the Guardsman, or... Actually, let's get the Wisp out of here. The Wisp can go do more exploring, which is really what they're best for anyway. So we'll head into the water there. And then now we've got a full squad here to do work with. So I think we're going to continue to ignore this trading post. Like I said, it's just a little bit too strong at the moment. but we can head down and start working on this quest. So, yeah, that's great. Okay, we got Summer of Love, so the population's growing. Nice. Okay, we finished that Great Temple. That's helping with our mana situation. You can see we are burning through our mana relatively quickly, so we do have to be cautious about that. City's going to grow in 5 turns, and then we'll have another mana node, so that's great. Just continuing to augment our income ever so slightly, which is really good for us. I'm thinking the Siege Workshop wouldn't be a bad idea, getting that 10 extra production, and then when the city grows, potentially we might get to that 100 threshold, and the reason we want to get to the 100 is because then it becomes a lot more efficient when you're building things like the barracks, for example. That would just be a single turn. The stone wall as well, same idea. So getting a lab would also be decent, trying to get that extra knowledge income. Mana vault. Yeah, let's do the Siege Workshop. I'm just going to see. The other option is we get an apprentice or a chieftain going, but you know what? I'm thinking the Siege Workshop is probably the best choice, so that's what we're going to do there. Okay, the outpost open their borders. We got the Phantasm Warrior now ready to go. Territory Rush, let's see. So what is this? Seems that in the early days of our conquest of the land, we can lower upkeep by allowing troops a bit of looting. Not perhaps the most honorable of ideas, but everyone is doing it. Oh, I see. So I'm assuming when you win battles, you get, or when you kill units, you get like extra loot or something. That's kind of nifty. Yeah, so it's a shame we lost our orc vassal there, but all right, we'll just keep exploring here. We can pick our research. Before I do that, though, I just want to make sure I've finished moving everybody that can move. So we're just following the lava pool here. If we jump to the Shadow Realm, we can continue exploring in there as well. Ooh, and what's this? A dark portal. Treasure site. Strange creatures originate from this portal. Draconian Dominator. We've got a Carrion Bird and 2 lightning sprites. Man, it would be nice to get my hands on a Draconian Dominator. As you can see, it has Dominate, which would be amazing for recruiting an army. Ooh, and there's some gold there. Let's go grab that. Ooh, and we can grab some mana crystals next turn, assuming we don't get ambushed by any units coming out of there. Yeah, that's great. Let's just jump around and make sure we've done everything else. Oh, this little guy can keep moving. You know what? I wouldn't mind just seeing what's kind of up this way as well. Ooh, there is a cave entrance there. Maybe we'll head that way. Check what's underground. We can keep moving over here as well. We don't want to trespass and get into a fight with this guy just yet, so we'll stick to the mountains a little bit. Let's just see. Are there any more that I'm forgetting about? No, I think we're okay there. All right, so let's choose our next research choice. We can start working on Summon Fantastic Creature, and then after that we would get Node Serpent, which would be very good. Magic Barrier would be a decent upgrade for any of our units that have shields. Especially like for our units, the Tigrans now that are going to have Sun Shield, that would be really good. Another thing that would be helpful would just be getting more casting points, really. That would benefit us tremendously. What's Dome of Protection? Cancels out all incoming magic. Target friendly city becomes immune to all city enchantments. Skin of Oil could be pretty good. We've already got the Fireball spell, so we could do a 1-2 punch there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Giving it fire weakness. That actually pairs pretty well with some of those Tigran units as well. We've got that one archer unit that does fire, shoots fire bolts, if I remember right. Oh man, I'm so tempted to just keep mainlining the unit production here. But I mean, we've got the Phantasm Warrior now, which is a pretty decent summonable. So maybe I will take a little diversion here, and I might grab Skin of Oil. It's just, man, we really don't have enough casting points to make that really worth it at this point. Because you'd have to use this, that's 7 mana. And then the Fireball is 10 mana, so you could do that. You know, you do Skin of Oil, and then you could do like 2 Fireballs, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really thinking Skin of Oil maybe is the best choice right now, actually. Not to say it's bad, I think it would be maybe more beneficial for me to do a straight upgrade. So something like Magic Barrier would probably be a good choice. Let's just see in our main fighting armies here that we're going to be using. Do we have any shield units? I mean, we really don't. Like, the Rock doesn't have a shield. No, so that's not really going to help there. Yeah, none of these units have shields, actually, so... You know what, on second thought, maybe that wouldn't be the best. Now, it would benefit our Phantasm Warrior, and you know what? Now that I'm thinking about that, it would, because I think our Phantasm Warrior gets a shield, if I'm not mistaken. You know what, let's just double-check that. Let's see if I can find them here. Phantasm. I want units. Yeah, there it is. Maybe I'm spelling that wrong. Phantasm. There it is. Phantasm Warrior. Yes, it does have a shield. So the main weakness of the Phantasm Warrior is its relatively low resistance. So that upgrade would mitigate their primary weakness. So you know what? I've convinced myself to go with the Magic Barrier upgrade. There we go. So again, I had to kind of talk it out, but the key there is it only affects non-flanking attacks. So they still have that low weakness, but if they aren't getting flanked, then they get the benefit. So that's really good. All right, well, that does it for the turn, and you know what? I think this might be a good place to end the episode. We did quite a bit, and we had a lot of good developments. I'm really happy with having another Rock. That's a huge upgrade for us. Again, this army isn't super strong, and you know what? I might even consider just sending this Civic Guard along for the ride here, just to have another unit for the fight, so I'm going to do that. Because really, having a single unit guarding the throne isn't really doing me any favors. And then I'm also quite, like I said, I'm quite happy with keeping this squad over here, wherever they ended up. Where the heck is my army? It was on... Oh, here, it's in the city. I'm happy keeping this group over here to keep, you know, exploring, expanding, doing quests, and gaining more experience. So overall, I think we're in good shape. It's just, you know, we've lost our vassal, and now we got to counterattack and go for the enemy's throne city here. Now, there is another city over here, and I wonder if it's become... I mean, it doesn't look undead from what I can see here, but it may already belong to my opponent. I guess we'll find out. But we'll save it right here. Call this one episode 4. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.